Hey there, people. So today I'm going to be covering Duke Fishron, everything you need to summon him, fight him, etc. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to get your Truffle Worm. The Truffle Worm is the creature that you need to summon Duke Fishron. So first of all, the Truffle Worm will only spawn in underground mushroom biomes. So I have a surface mushroom biome here. That's not going to work. I got to go underground to a mushroom biome underground to get him. And there's some things you're going to need. So first of all, one thing that's going to come in really handy is an invisibility potion. I've got that somewhere. Yeah, there we go. I've got a few of those that I've been saving. So we're going to head underground and we're going to look for a Truffle Worm. They can be found in hard mode, but anytime in hard mode, right from when you first get into hard mode, you can find Truffle Worms, but it's recommended for fighting Duke Fishron that you have at least like post golem gear. So things you're gonna need when you get to your underground mushroom biome. It's a good idea to have a life form analyzer. So of course, last week I showed you combining that into the cell phone. So you can see here it says no rare creatures nearby. That's a good indicator of when a Truffle Worm is going to be nearby, of course, because it'll tell you there. It'll show up in the life form analyzer. So it's going to take a little while to get one of these. I'm not just going to hang around and wait the whole time. But another thing that's going to come in handy is the invisibility potion, because when you get close to a Truffle Worm, it will burrow underground, and it's going to be tough to catch. You're going to need a bug net or a golden bug net, which will give you a little extra range and make it a little easier to catch it. So I have another one over here, and basically that's one of the strategies to try to get a Truffle Worm, kind of wander back and forth from one to another. If you've got multiple underground mushroom biomes, you just wander around, look for one. Things that will come in handy, again, golden bug net will give you a little bit extra reach. Anything that helps you to move quickly so that you can catch it when you do find one. Because again, when you get close, it's going to burrow away, and just after a certain amount of time, it's going to burrow away as well. So you're going to need to wait until you can find one on your life form analyzer. You're going to need to get to it quickly. But things that will help you with that, first of all, the invisibility potion. That's why I grabbed those, because if you have an invisibility potion, it won't see you coming and it won't burrow away. So that's going to be very helpful. Another thing, a very rare thing that you can get is the Rod of Discord, which allows you to teleport. So you can actually, if you see one, you can teleport right next to it, scoop it up before it gets a chance to burrow away, and basically use that approach. So I'm just going to travel back and forth here until I find one, and I'll show you that. Alright, so I found one. See, he's down there. Tiny little worm-like thing. So, got my invisibility, and also so I can see him better. Hunter potion will help me catch him too. Got him. So that's how you get him, more or less. Hunter potion again will help as well. Couple more little tips there. Again, you may have noticed that I made a path between. I had two mushroom biomes that were close together, so I carved out a little path, and basically you can just walk to the far side of one and then walk to the far side of the other, and the enemies in each one will despawn until you can get what you're looking for, which of course is the Truffle Worm. So I got the Truffle Worm. Now some other things you're going to want to do. You're going to want to, ideally you might want to prepare an arena. You're going to need... This is what I've started to do. You can see it's unfinished so far, but what you need is a lot of mobility, because Duke Fishron is going to charge at you. So I've just got to finish hammering these out, and I will have some stairs, platforms. When you're fighting Duke Fishron, he will get very upset. He will get enraged, it's called, if you leave the ocean biome. So that only counts east, west, left, and right. It does not count verticality, which is why I built like stairs way up on a platform, and I can use that because I can hop on the platform, run away a little quicker. I can hop up and down the platform, and one of his attacks is Sharknadoes, which you're going to want to avoid. Now something, if you're very lucky, of course you're going to want proper accessories in general, and buff potions, all that kind of stuff. You can see here I have, I'm going to swap these boots out. Boots may help you because you can run faster, but I have lots of emblems, so I'm going to want to swap those in. You will need mobility accessories too, though, at least some wings, so I'm going to keep my wings. Celestial Shell, which I showed you in another guide, is going to be very, very helpful, but at least the Neptune Shell, which is one of its components, so that you can move freely in the water, because you do need to fight him in the ocean biome. A substitute for that would be a water walking potion. That's going to help as well. Yeah, I'm going to want to swap in one of these emblems, or maybe my sniper scope, in place of those boots, but boots are still going to be helpful. You're going to need, of course, some powerful weapons. I've got, of course, tons of buff potions. I've got some food, any type of food to give you the well-fed buff. Swiftness potion, regeneration, iron skin, thorns if you're in a corruption world like I am, or the crimson equivalent. These are just to help you see what I'm doing. Your fish-based potions, so your life force potion, your endurance potion, your wrath potion. I do have my flask of cursed flames. That's not going to be that important, but one of the things I'm going to do, though, I was very, very lucky because I did all of those fishing quests when I was doing my cell phone guide. I've done so much fishing that I got a special item. All my fishing stuff is in my safe here. I got the hotline fishing hook, and that is very lucky that I have that, because I'm going to make one extra potion. One of, again, besides the Sharknado, which is one of Duke Fishron's attacks, another one is that he attacks with these bubbles, and they do a lot of damage, actually, but they're very, very weak. They only have 1 health. So one way or another, there's 2 options here. Horseman's Blade is a good option because you can kill the bubbles very easily, and each time you kill one, you're going to spawn a pumpkin. So those are going to hurt him a lot. You can take down his health pretty quickly if you use the Horseman's Blade. What I'm going to do, though, because I have the hotline fishing hook and I already have other powerful weapons, I can use the hotline fishing hook to fish in lava. So let's just go ahead and head down where there might be some lava, and I'm going to get a couple of fish that can only be caught in lava, and that will allow me to craft the Inferno Potion, which will basically give me a barrier of flames around me. So the Inferno Potion will give me a barrier of flames around me, which will protect me from those bubbles, because they do have such low health. And that is made from bottled water plus fire blossom plus a flarefin, koi, and an obsidifish. Both of those can only be caught in lava. So let's go to the lava, and I'll show you those fish just while we're at it. Okay, so I figured this will be pretty well the best place to go fishing. Yeah, of course, you got to watch the imps. But this will be the best place to go fishing because, of course, the bigger pool of lava is going to give me better chances. I'm using my master bait because I don't want to spend too much time down here. Yeah, actually, I should equip my high test fishing line. I got all kinds of stuff from all those fishing quests. But, all right, come on. Give me a bite, give me a bite, give me a bite. Anyway, I'm going to need those 2 fish. The obsidifish and the flarefin koi. There's my obsidifish right there. Let's just go ahead and equip that wherever. Oh, my wing's probably not the best slot. There we go. Okay, so I got a couple of obsidifish already. And I'm going to need those 2, and that's going to give me a huge boost as well. But, of course, that's only if you can get the hotline fishing rod, which is very, very rare from angler quests. If not, Horseman's Blade is also a very good option, as I say. Send those pumpkins. There we go. I got one of those as well. I think I'll get a couple just to be safe. And we'll move right along to showing you the actual fight after I finish my other preparations. All right, morning is coming. As far as I know, you can fight him any time of the day, but I thought, hey, daylight's going to help, right? So a couple notes about the Truffle Worm that I forgot to mention earlier. One thing is that other enemies can kill it. So that's going to make it a little harder to catch. You have to grab it before it gets killed by the other enemies. Another thing is, it shows as 666 bait power, but you cannot use it as actual regular bait. You can only use it for summoning Duke Fishron from the ocean specifically. You will, of course, need a fishing rod, so I've equipped that. Oh, there we go. Rain ended just in time. So, yeah, just about ready to fight him here. You'll notice as well, you may have noticed this in my last video actually, I did get the chain gun and I went for the godly modifier for that. I was telling you I wanted to get that when I got the sniper rifle in my sniper rifle video, and then you may have noticed I did get that between the sniper rifle video and my last video on the cell phone. So I'm hoping that these will be very good weapons. I've reforged them to get the best modifiers. And again, I've just equipped my destroyer emblem for now in place of the boots. I could equip the sniper scope, but I figure the Ankh shield is going to protect me. Duke Fishron will inflict a couple of debuffs, particularly bleeding, which that'll protect me against. He also has the feral bite, which itself this doesn't protect me against, but the feral bite can randomly inflict some other debuffs, so that's going to protect me against those. Again, my celestial shell is going to, and you'll notice the modifiers I've gone with either defense. Actually, I think all of these, no, almost all of them defense. I went with damage on that one and my sniper scope as well. So I've done that, and I've got my Inferno potion. So I was mentioning as well that if you leave the ocean biome, he will become enraged. That's actually only since the 1.3 update on PC. Of course, that is coming to some other platforms soon. If you're not on those platforms, actually, you can leave the ocean biome and fight him elsewhere, but of course, if you get far enough away, you will be considered as running away, and I believe he will despawn. So I finished my arena here with my platforms, and that's going to help me dodge him, hopefully. If need be, I can swap in my boots maybe, but probably not. So hopefully my damage and defense boosts are going to be enough. I've got all my buff potions and so on. And yeah. Now, first of all, let me tell you a couple of things about his attacks before I get into the battle. His first stage, he will lunge 5 times at you and then will fire projectiles. The first time is always detonating bubbles, which, again, that's what I got the Inferno potion to help protect me against. The Horseman's Blade is also a way of taking those out while inflicting damage on him, so I've equipped that as well. The other attack, the second attack, and then they will alternate between the two, is that he will drop these liquid blobs, which when they land spawn Sharknadoes, which will fire Sharkrons at you. And the Sharkrons have high defense, but you can kill them, which is one case where my sniper rifle is going to become useful. So I'm probably going to use my chain gun mostly, because that's a powerful gun and it's fast and it's going to do a lot of damage. But I may switch to my sniper rifle when the Sharknadoes come so that I can kill those Sharkrons, and they will drop a bunch of hearts to help heal me as well. So let's get on with it. The second stage is going to be a little different, but I'll tell you that either during or after. Oh, you ready? You ready? You ready? Buff! So that's what I was talking about. I've got my, 3, 4. Oh, and there's the bubbles. And I am terrible at this, so I'm going to want to heal. Oh, and those are going to spawn the Sharknadoes, and that's where having a platform is useful. Yep, there you go. Actually, my chain gun's doing just fine against those, so maybe I won't bother switching so much. I have a feeling I'm going to die, though. I thought that maybe my weapons would be strong enough. Maybe what I should do is go and see if these have dropped hearts down here. Nope, I don't see them. They're supposed to drop hearts. Anyway, okay, I still got a few seconds before I can heal again. Okay, he's really mad now. He's on to his second form. And yeah, things change at that point. The bubbles start coming as he flies. He will only lunge at you 3 times instead of 5. And I've died. So you can see those, instead of the Sharknadoes, you get bigger. They're called Cthulhu-nados. And those will fire the Sharkrons at you still. He lunges only 3 times instead of 5 in the second stage. And the bubbles follow. They basically spawn off of him as he flies in a circle. So I'm going to go look for another Truffle Worm, and hopefully I'll get him the second time. This is why you don't fight him too early with, weak equipment. I'm sure some of you can do better than me, but let's give it another go. All right, day has risen again. So a couple things I did kind of forget last time, to be honest. My minion, UFO minion, might give me a little tiny extra advantage. Also, I do have this mount. And because that fires lasers, it's going to do some damage, and it also moves and jumps very quickly. I'm hoping that might also give me a little benefit in dodging Duke Fishron. I've also brought along my crystal ball, my ammo box, and my sharpening station. Really, you mostly need whichever one applies to whichever class of character. And my heart lantern and star in a bottle for you magic users. Brought those along as well. Because I'm going to use my mount, I'm going to try, this might not be a good idea, but I'm going to swap this in my sniper scope in place of my wings. If I get into trouble, I can always frantically swap it back. So we're going to go with that. And let's get it on. Cast. Oops, wrong button. Cast. Oh, maybe because... Could it be because I'm on my mount? Yep, that was it. Okay, so quickly mount. And switch back to my chain gun. So that cost me a little, but let's not worry about that. Try to dodge more effectively. Use the fact that I can run very quickly on my mount. So your strategy is going to depend on, you know, what you've got at your disposal, of course. Quick heal. He's really mad now. And there you go. Done. You will not want to walk into the tornado until it goes away on its own, by the way. So yeah, those extra damage boosts and little extra buffs and bonuses did the trick for me. You're gonna have to use, you know, whatever you have, whatever you can get access to. And that's basically how you do it. That was actually much more effective, I must admit. So there is a third stage as well. If you're on Expert, you will run into a third stage where the sky will become darkened with clouds, thick blue fog, and he will become harder to see, and then he will teleport and dash at you very quickly. That's a third stage on Expert. I obviously am not playing Expert as yet. He will always drop 1 of 5 weapons. So which one did I get? I got a Tempest Staff, which is a mana weapon, and that actually, oh no, yeah, sorry, it's not a magic weapon, it's a summoning weapon. So let's swap that out for my UFO, and I now have my own Sharknado. And that's a more powerful minion than my former UFO, so that's going to be very handy, actually. So yeah, that's actually one of the things I wanted. Another thing, since I am a ranged class, I would like to get the Tsunami Bow, which for every arrow fires 5 arrows, and apparently that can do a lot of damage. So I might fight him again on my own time and get that, I'm not sure. Other things that he will give you in terms of weapons, there's a Flareon, or yeah, so that's a melee weapon, which it doesn't actually function as a flail, although it sounds like it. It's also sometimes called the Flaileron. But it's more like the KO glove and stuff. It just fires quickly, it auto fires, and it produces homing bubbles. And also a couple of magic weapons, the Bubble Gun and the Razor Blade Typhoon, both a couple of powerful magic weapons, and that also ultimately is why you probably want to fight Duke Fishron, because he has some powerful drops. The last thing, a rarer drop, is the Fishron wings, which I do not see in my inventory, so I guess I didn't get those. Those are better than the wings that I have, actually, so I have the steampunk wings, which are pretty good, but the Fishron wings would be better if I got them. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a like if you liked it, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.